How we all getting along today? Well, if you're like me, you've been at a rock show and you see their wares out there for sale and you wonder how are they commanding such high prices, for their wares. A lot of work goes into the prep for those, things they're trying to sell, them specimens. And this is going to be the prime example. You have found you the most awesome geode. You cut it open, break it open, and you find just this ugly red mass on the inside. And you wonder how the world do they get those things so sparkling white when they put on display. And this works with quartz crystals too. When you dig up those quartz crystals, they're not going to be sparkly. They're going to have all kinds of staining, whether it's iron or something else that is leached in. Sometimes it's in the crystal itself, but most of the time it's just superficial on the outside. So you got to get that stuff off. Here's a specimen I found down in Georgia. I think that one's going to clean up really neat. I don't think that's iron staining. I really just think it's just a patina where that thing has been laying in that creek for years and years and years. But we're going to see if that will clean up. But I said it takes a lot of work. One thing I found that makes it easier, and I hope this helps you out, is a product called Iron Out. It's really for a toilet bowl or a rust remover, cleaner. The stuff works really good. It's relatively inexpensive and you can buy it at your local grocery store. Do read the precautions on the back. It is pretty caustic, so make sure you don't get it on your skin. But what I do, I take some warm water, and my preferred vessel is a 1 gallon ice cream bucket because they got nice lids on them. You don't have to worry about the fumes or anything. Got a lid, won't be splashing around. But I dissolve 1 cup of Iron Out to just a little less than a gallon of hot water or warm water. It makes it dissolve in a little easier. And then I just let those soak and periodically take them out and give them a little scrubby with the toothbrush. So I'll take you along on these rocks journey and we'll see what she turns out like. Catch you later. Well, we've got our concoction made up, and I use the turkey fryer method. So I put whatever stones I'm wanting to soak into the vessel, fill it up to the desired water level, and then I pour that water off into another vessel. So I poured the water off into there, and then slowly added the 1 cup of Iron Out to it. And I do mean slowly, because it will fizz up on you. Make sure you do it in a well-ventilated area. Then just pour that back over the stones you're wanting to soak. So we've got her soaking there. We'll come back and check on it in a week. It takes a while, so just give it time. So we'll put the lid on it and set it outside, out of the way, and just let her perk. Catch you later. Alright, our geode's been soaking for about 2 weeks. I went ahead and let it go another week. I pulled it out and it still need a little bit longer, so I stuck her back in. She's been soaking in the Iron Out for about 2 weeks. I'm going to take her outside and give her a little blasting with the power washer and see what we can knock off. Well, we got the geode all soaked in the Iron Out. Gave it a little light power washing. Didn't want to hit it too hard to damage it. Some of it cleaned up pretty darn good. Some of it could probably still use a little more, but I'm getting afraid to go any deeper into it. And the one that turned out the best, if you look back, that thing was just black. That thing had been exposed to the elements for years. That thing has really got some nice sparkle to it. Most of the points had been knocked off of the crystals. That had been tumbled around in a creek. But that turned out pretty good. But the geode, the outer shell cleaned up really nice. That cleaned up. Inside, it's just got some inclusions in there that is not going to come out. But that turned out pretty good. It's going to have some good color to it, even though it's got some inclusions. And I don't think there's any way to get them out of there. I think they're pretty much ingrained into the crystal structure. But I think that'll make a pretty nice window. Just to hang out in the window. There, that one's pretty cool. Got a nice little flat spot on it. Got some yellow down here on the bottom. Some mineral staining. But I think that's about as clean as I'm going to try to get it. You could probably scrub on it a little bit and soak it some more. But time to move on to other projects. But now that's kind of cool. Kind of popcorny looking. But it ain't going to focus near as good as it should. But that's got some really neat crystal structure in it. Kind of cool looking. I wish that thing hadn't blown apart on the saw, but it is what it is. That's kind of cool. Got a nice little flat base on it. So some of them are going to set up pretty nice. You know, them's going to set up. You could probably display that one, you know, setting up like that. So I'm happy with it. Well, hope you all found it educational, informative. Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Catch y'all later.